The Charlie Kirk Show, where talk meets action.
All right, welcome back to the Charlie Kirk Show. I'm going to play a clip from Charlie talking about the what is an American question. Let's go ahead and play cut 403.
We have reduced Americanism down to, well, have you filled out your paperwork? And the left doesn't even believe that. They believe Americans just the presence of being in the United States of America. So what is an American? The best way I can answer it, it is someone that has demonstrated through objective measurements and markers that this is home, that you have more than respect or reverence, that you're willing to die, that you are all in, that this is a place that you're willing to bleed for and sacrifice for. This is not a dumping ground for the third world. This is not a social experiment. You had a tear in your eye on July 4th, that you worship God, not Allah, that you have a sense of weight and responsibility, that you care about your fellow neighbor. An American is more than just someone that has a U.S. passport.
I think it's fair to say that Charlie Kirk is the literal embodiment of what America
is. Yeah, not the least because he basically looks like he fell out of like 1775.
I know.
But I mean, what's funny is,
let's welcome back National Radio in 3 seconds. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back. Final segment of Hour 1 with Josh Hammer, host of the Josh Hammer Show and editor-at-large at Newsweek. New piece, What is an American? We just played that clip of Charlie describing like an American, and it just comes out of his pores, man, and I just love it. Like, you get a tear in your eye on July 4th. Do you worship God, not Allah? Blake.
Yeah, it's just what's funny is at this point, it's almost that clip we just played doesn't go far enough because it's not even the left thinks you're American if you live here. The left actually has pretty much inverted it where you're only an American if you are not from here.
Yeah.
If you're actually from America, you're somehow not a real American because
you're lesser.
You don't hold the right views on this or that thing. The superior American is always the American who hasn't been found yet. We need to spend hundreds of billions of dollars to go and find all the Americans scattered throughout the entire world and bring them here to give them welfare.
No, it's true. I mean, Democrats and their socialist and communist coalition partners, I mean, they essentially want an America where borders are open, drugs pour in from abroad, crime is allowed because, racism, foreigners rule over native-born citizens, white people are taxed into subjugation, men are compliant, quiet, and castrated, little girls share bathrooms with perverted men, Christianity is outlawed while Muslim call to prayer rings out in the streets, truth is censored, and, the military can coup a sitting president if they think that he's doing something that they don't like. Josh, I want to flip the conversation a little bit to that direction. You're a lawyer, and there's a lot of argument about this video that the Seditious Six, as they're calling them now, have put out basically saying, hey, you shouldn't obey the president. President comes out and says, hey, guess what? The penalty for sedition, seditious conspiracy is death, and then all hell breaks loose. And so that's our current moment. What is sedition? Define it for us, Josh, in legal terms. And did this meet the threshold?
Well, sedition, Andrew, would be a plot to overthrow the regime, a plot to overthrow the American government, to potentially to assassinate the president, to try to do what you can illegally to essentially destroy the very existence of the House of Representatives, absent a constitutional amendment. These would be possible grounds for sedition. Now, this video was disgusting. I mean, I did a whole episode on it on my own show. I said this is clearly incitement to insurrection. Is it literally sedition? I mean, the reason I'm hesitating, Andrew, is because when you have elected officials like this, it seems to me like there is potentially another remedy in place rather than trying to prosecute on grounds of sedition, which is that you could also just try to expel these members of Congress. You could try to expel Senator Kelly, Senator Slotkin, people like that. That is something that's one possible remedy. As a lawyer, I think not just about the possible crime, but about remedies as well. So one remedy could just be expelling. There's also, of course, the remedy of the ballot box. Look, I definitely would not be upset. I mean, if the DOJ really decides to pursue this thing and actually decides to say that this is a literal seditious conspiracy, it's a total cell phone in the politics, by the way. I mean, who are they playing to? I mean, literally, who are they playing to other than the most radical elements of the Mandani coalition? It's absolutely nuts.
It came out of nowhere, too. And then you've got this Representative Crow basically saying, well, I wasn't calling for them to disobey anything just yet. Well, we have 3 years left of Trump, and I just wanted to, I wanted to bring up the possibility. I mean, you're absolutely right. The politics of it were insane. So they've self-owned themselves. But I think what President Trump was rightfully doing, I'll be honest, like the first time I saw it, I was like, okay, you guys are trying to be cute with illegal orders. Like, who's to define what's illegal? Is drug boats in the international water, bombing those, is that illegal to you? Is National Guard troops in Chicago or Portland, is that illegal to you? So I knew they were being cute, but then when President Trump got really upset about it, I was like, you know what? He's right. Like, these people are playing with fire, and they need to be like warned. They need a brushback pitch. I agree. I don't think the remedy necessarily needs to be immediately, let's try them for treason. But at the same time, they needed a brushback pitch. Josh Hammer, final word to you, 1 minute.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, but this is who they are, Andrew. I think the point that I will leave the audience on is this. We are now almost a year and a half since Butler, Pennsylvania. We are now over a year since the second attempted assassination in West Palm Beach, Florida. And there's obviously, here we are 2.5 months or 2+ months after the assassination of our friend Charlie Kirk. And they're still doing this. They're still talking about Trump as a Hitler-right tyrannical figure. They're still talking about the American government as a bunch of Nazis. They're still talking about playing fast and loose with sedition. All the while, they're flooding this country with people who hate America, who are not really Americans in a thicker, meaningful sense of the term. It's all just totally dystopian, and is yet another reminder that we have to do everything we can possibly do to keep these wretched harridans out of power in these United States.
Well said. Well said. Josh Hammer, host of the Josh Hammer Show, editor-at-large at Newsweek. A great new piece on what is an American. Check it out. Josh, thanks for joining us, my friend.
My pleasure. Thanks, Andrew.
All right, hour 2 coming up next, and that's when we get into Ask Us Anything. If you want to join that, please send your questions in. We're going to bring you in live on air. Members.charliekirk.com. Sign up right now. Join us, members.charliekirk.com. Hour 2, Ask Us Anything. Mikey McCoy, Blake Neff, and myself. We'll be right back.